Hey people, Indrid here, 3v3, SDL Province Blue Team. Vel as a Ravener Alpha, a highly mobile hero with powerful offense and a bit of support, begins with a ranged weapon and can build tunnels. Alongside some Orky fellas, MakeEldarsGreatAgain as a Mekboy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Rounding off the team, SchmusCriminal as a Warboss, a melee hero walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. On the red team, Andreas as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero, walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption, fighting in melee. The Night Lord's elite scheme here, alongside Sharrowkyn's Force Commanded areas, a versatile frontline hero with powerful offense. This is some Blood Ravens. And rounding off the teams, RamboMarks as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support, fighting in melee, begins with a refractor shield, could shoot his own fellas in the head to make him fight better. We might see some of it here. Oh, we have the Talon Desert Raiders elite scheme for Rambo on the east side against a Warboss who's quite annoyed just in general. What's going on west side? Contested victory point. First engagement, Hormagaunt slipping through. Some of them have run off though. Other squad onto the CSM are going to take the garrison. Ravener Alpha meanwhile shooting up the Chaos Lord, who is in turn chasing some poor little Termagant fellas. You guys going to try and cap? Nope. CSM have got out of the garrison to shoot. Should be able to get rid of the Chaos Lord here. He hasn't used Kill the Weak though, which is why these Hormagaunts aren't being used against him. You see, they're trying to stay away from the Chaos Lord because they know Kill the Weak is being looked for here. Here was one with his sidearm. Getting a bit too low, Mr. Chaos Lord. Very patient play from Vel not to throw the Hormagaunts in there. Gets a Kill the Weak single hit on the Ravener Alpha, and here comes the Hormagaunts now. Knowing that Kill the Weak has been used, they can pile in and try to munch his knees or whatever they're doing. CSM need to be very careful here. Here come, Aspiring Champion Heretics and some more Chaos Space Marines. Maybe he can stay in this fight. Looks like the blue team have pushed through the mid. Unable to get a decap though. Let's have a look. Attacks chasing off the Mekboy and some shooter boys. On the east side, the guardsmen have pushed through. Probably some good patient play again from Rambo this time, drawing the Orks back towards the Sentinel. We have sluggers with burners, more health, some power weapons, and of course some Orky flamers. Did they get a gen down? I wasn't paying attention. Tried to power bash a bit there, RamboMarks, and actually takes this wreck point. Throws up the shield. Might need to run though pretty quickly. Gets a special attack on the Warboss just to annoy him before he runs. Sluggers I don't think can get this done. Decent chunk of damage though. Can they get straight onto that power maybe with those burners? A Warband has been spotted trying to take it down. Full gens here? No, not full gens here. Warrior Brood on the field for Vel. These guys project a basic synapse to nearby non-synapse creatures. So these Hormagaunts and Termagants get some defensive bonuses, and they're pretty good fighters in their own right, can leap into combat with power weapons and knock stuff over a bit. Little passive short-range leap it is. Some scouts to some tricks. There's a shotgun blast. Need to back off though to find space for a grenade, and they don't do it. They get caught out of position. This is a really bad spot here for Sharrowkyn. Enemies on two sides, but here's some support from Andreas. Double CSM, one of them with Eternal War. Heretics getting stuck into melee. It's a dangerous fight though against Warrior Brood and Hormagaunt Brood. Killed a couple of the warriors. I think the CSM will also shoot in the Warrior Broods. When you kill a synapse creature, you get that synapse backlash that can knocks back and damages nearby non-synapse creatures. So those Hormagaunts really don't like that. Chaos Lord. No sign of a combi flamer yet. Has invested in these Havocs instead. These guys start off with a heavy bolter to suppress infantry. In that limited firing art, he gets set that weapon up as a heavy weapon. Warboss in the back lines of these poor guardsmen. Some Darker as well. Looks like the Sentinel's basically being ignored. Just trying to rough up these guardsmen. These guys have flamers. Cannot stand against sluggers in melee. Can't really stand against anything in melee. So they're out of there. Sentinel, does not have the ground pound, so can't stomp him. Lord Commissar with the Aura of Discipline. helping out these Catechins as well. Okay, they're trying to burn down the gens. Sentinel's having a little poke. Doesn't do a huge amount of DPS, but it'll work you down. Especially if you're not heavy infantry. Shooter boys with big shooters, and one of them with Nob Leader. Back to the west side. It is red for the Chaos. Nothing lost either side, I don't think, here. We got looters up for MakeEldarsGreatAgain. Anything for the Mekboy? Some electric armor. Which is it power melee? Yeah. And double tax for Sharrowkyn. He just killed something. Was it a capillary tower, maybe? Infestation capillary tower. 381 to 499 on the VPs. Still only one of the CSM with Eternal War. Gives them 20% more damage. You can tell by those Chaos insignias around their weapons there. And they get a little plus indicator too. Havoc's doing a great job keeping the Tyranids at bay. Now the Warrior Brood have gone Barb Strangler mode. Helps them control the Heretics, and if they can fire on the double CSM, they'll help control their firepower too by suppressing them. Hormagaunts just got wiped. Big mistake from Vel. Forgot to retreat those guys, or maybe it just didn't work. Double Sluggers chasing through the mid. Those are MakeEldarsGreatAgain's Sluggers. Both with burners. Oh, these guys are getting them now. 353 to 499. Players starting to think about their tier 2s, I think. I don't think Vel's going to replace the Hormagaunts, but you never know. Meanwhile, this is the northeast natural power for blue team. Was it completely bashed? Looks like the two gens, I think, got bashed by the Flamer Guardsman there. With Catechin support. Force Commander mixing it up now. Some battle crying. Artificer Armor's in there to make him tougher. Got no support whatsoever though. Where's his Marines? They're off the field. Holds them up. Gets away safely, I think. So was decent play in the end by Sharrowkyn. Goes tier 2. In fact, all of the red team go tier 2. What is this though? Oh, look at this. Double burners, sluggers just burned down those gens. Looking for a big old flank. Heretics catch them. Oh, looks like they're still in ranged combat mode. They're not actually fighting the heretics there. Heretics were able to stay there way longer than they would have, I think. I mean, the Flamers are good at burning them down, of course, but the Slugger sidearms, which are actually called Sluggers, I think they literally do 1 DPS, so they're not very good at standing and shooting you. Guardsmen with their sergeants, of course. There's those Catechin Devils, such a versatile squad. Can be quite micro-intensive to use them at their full potential, though. Usually players can figure out how to use the shotgun and the all reliable, but you often see their smoke grenade not being used as much as it could, maybe. And of course you've got to think about positioning and when to dive into melee and stuff, because they do have some good melee output in power melee as well. These guardsmen are having a bad time with electric armor. Straight onto the gens though is Rambo. Okay, those guys are running away from electric armor. They got one of the gens down. Then they got suppressed. Yeah, they got suppressed by the shooter boys aiming what's that, I think. Back to the west side. You're going to cap here? Maybe? Oh, Chaos Lord has gone Blood Maul mode in tier 2. Very effective at disrupting blobs of melee infantry or infantry in general. With the Sweeping Doom. Big old knockback and a stun. I don't think it's... Yeah, it's not all the way around him. It's a large arc in front of him, 180 degrees. Also getting Demonic Visage to debuff surrounding enemies when he hits something. Force Commander's level 2 with a teleporter pack, so maybe we'll see some Power Fist action. I guess teleporting in with the Thunderhammer is also quite fun. He may be waiting to see if a vehicle pops up. Back to the east side, I see some movement. Orks getting close to the power here. Needs to use the Catechins well. There's a shotgun blast. There it is. Came a bit late. Got some Plasma Guardsmen in play, though. Catechins did not close for melee after the shotgun blast, which I think they should usually do, because they can then pull back the guardsmen and then the sluggers kind of need to run through them while they're getting meleeed and stuff. And if you can force retreat in that instance, it's quite beneficial, but they were under pressure from shooters and a weird boy and a Warboss and things, getting suppressed and all sorts of stuff. Venom Brood on the way for Vel. Perhaps with some Death Spitters for those Chaos Marines, and we have a Tyrant Guard, super heavy infantry, single entity monster that can just walk through or charge through if it wants to. That heavy bolter fire there does not get suppressed, and the super heavy infantry armor just kind of deflects a bunch of that damage. They could get Marco Zinch to threaten this thing on those CSM. That's 25 power each squad to get that rolling. What do we have here? Double Venom Brood, apparently. Can't select these guys properly. There we go. Don't have any Death Spitters, at least not yet. I'm not sure why Andreas is pushing up this far when there's a Tyrant Guard behind him. Chaos Lord's having a go. Does have Armor of the Inferno as well. Important for disrupting big blobs of Tyranid stuff. Yes, double Venom Brood. Okay, the first squad is getting Death Spitters. So we may see some double Death Spitter action. I forget the DPS on them. I guess we'll see. I think it's... Isn't it 20 odd? Yeah, 26 Inferno DPS. That's a lot of DPS. I believe Marco Zinch guys are 18. But they do have the aspiring champion that can get the fancy demonic plasma as well. 434 to 463 on the VPs. Some stun bombs from the stick bombers of SchmusCriminal. Having to flee though. The flamer was painful. Weird Boy gets his Warp Head. Already has bigger brains for over there. Warp Head gives him Foot of Gork, I believe. That basic attack is so good. Huge damage. An electric armor in there again. Ogrins are in. I mean, they were maybe predictable because of the aura of discipline that was in there. Flak Jacket's also up. An expected purchase, those Ogrins. They can now charge in, and he'll have a big screen for the guardsmen to do damage with plasma guns. And with User Red and the Catechins, there's lots of disruption in this army now. Big Warp Vomit shuts them down, of course. Warboss is in there. Doesn't have any War Gear, but here comes the Power Claw on the way. Looters get grenaded. Thunderhammer is up for the Force Commander, level 3. Can teleport into the back lines and just disrupt the crud out of stuff. 234 to 263, although it's kind of less important maybe to disrupt a ranged squad, because you can just teleport in and tie them up anyway. But I guess if there's a multiple ranged squads, they can't tie them all up, so the Thunderhammer is useful there. Tyrant Guard versus Ogrins. A half health Tyrant Guard as well. Those Plasma Guardsmen are also doing some really good damage against the Tyrant Guard's super heavy infantry armor. It can go into shield wall, there it is. Gives it vehicle armor and regenerates health, but these Ogrins are doing heavy melee damage, so they're puncturing through that armor. And they're going to bring it down eventually. Slugger's trying to help out. There's User Red. Disruptive Burst, and then you get another Disruptive Burst after, I think it's 4 seconds. Very nice ability there. Force Commander's level 4 and runs away. He should try to stick with the Ogrins if he can, because he can do some really good work alongside them. And if the Lord Commissar's there as well with Aura of Discipline, because that's a huge amount of disruption if you can use User Red and then pop the Battle Cry afterwards. 219 to 463. Oh wow. Some guardsmen just got wiped out so quick. Do we have double Death Spitters then? Looks like we do. It's a lot of DPS. No marks for the CSM yet. One of them does have an aspiring champion though, which gives them slaughter, which is pretty awesome. No attempt to push through onto this VP. They want to get this one back, I guess. It's a lot of Orks getting chucked in. Using over there. Warboss seemed a bit concussed. He just kind of turned around. But now he's focused on the fight. Bloodlet is up for Andreas. Our melee demons that can teleport and phase out of existence. There they go. using it to escape. Chaos Lord's in a lot of trouble. We do see this Synapse aura for damage. That purple Synapse that you see, that's this thing. I love that we get that different coloration now. And we also have the Corrosive Devourer, a terrifying ranged weapon for the Ravener Alpha. Huge amount of plasma DPS, and he can also damage vehicles with it. Alongside those double Venom Broods with Death Spitters, that is very scary backline. And they can suppress stuff. Oh no, they can't. Warrior Brood have the Adrenal Glands. The Genestealer Brood are in. Getting some melee Synapse bonuses from these fellas. 193 to 455, and they are going to delete those Marines, I think. Indeed they do. Those guys going for a very cheeky power bash. Where are the other guys? They don't have a special weapon. Or a Sergeant. Level 2 tax, though. When he can still stand behind cover and shoot at stuff here and be annoying. 193 to 455 on the VPs. Ogren's looking for a fight. Halfway through level 1. Blue team's natural got decapped. Yeah, look at that little leap from the Warrior Brood setting up the little rush in from the Genestealers. Almost wiped those CSM there. Only the Aspiring Champion got away. Bloodletters weren't close enough to help, but they're here now. And so are the Ogryns. Yeah, Ogryns alongside the Bloodletters is quite nice. Bloodletters got focused there, though, and have to run. They are kind of glass cannon-y, but that's why they have the phase shift thing. 184 to 455. It's quite a sizable VP lead for the red team, but they're looking slightly depleted at the moment. Heretics have gone down. We saw the tax wipe up there. Rambo lost some guardsmen. Has replaced them, though, looks like. The Catechins are also wiped somewhere. Was it right here? Was it right in front of my screen? It might have been. Can the blue team turn this numbers advantage into map control, though? A lot of those central points are still red. Warboss slaying one of the Ogryns, level 4 with a boss pole now. All this stuff getting buffed around the Warboss. Force barrier shenanigans from the Librarian. Yeah, being held up a lot. The Tyranids are on this VP, though. What is this? Oh, it's Bloodletters. Yeah, they can slash through the Venom Broods so quickly with those Hellblades. Get some Synapse backlash going. Certainly makes them move. Stick bombs. You can tell they're stick bombs because they're thrown one at a time. And they're a bit slower in the air compared to stick bombs that are thrown two at a time, a bit quicker. Sharrowkyn with a Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Andreas down to 2 units now. CSM and Bloodletters. Maybe those CSM didn't get away in the end. There's the tier 3 for Vel. Both the Ork players ready to start pumping tier 3 units. And here comes the first Nob squad from SchmusCriminal. The Land Raider could do a huge amount of heavy lifting here, though, if they support it well. We shall see, I suppose. 2-1 for the blue team. No real effort to go through onto the natural. What is this? Some sneaky guardsmen looking to power bash. There's some Daka. Some stun bombs. It's not really setting anything up, though, if it did even hit. I guess maybe it set up this little push from the Tyranids if it hit. There's the force barrier. Oh, but those guys got the other side of it, look. I think those Genestealers are all split up now. 184 to 423. There is the power bash. A full bash. You guys can do something? Here's the Nob squad. Elite tier 3 melee infantry. They start off with 4 big fellas. With those big, huge choppers. They can get a Nob leader. And EU jammers. And an upgrade called Meaner and Greener. Which makes them incredibly expensive. But incredibly effective. 184 to 409. This is looking quite nasty. Weird Boy and Sluggers alongside all this Tyranid stuff. How you doing, Mr. Chaos Lord? Level 4. Can he hit something for the demoralization effect? Maybe. There he goes. Does a big sweeping doom. Which did seem to count. I see the debuff circles there. Can't stay in there very long though. Maybe it was worth saving that energy for a kill the week. Sorry about that cut, guys. Had a bit of a technical issue, but we are back. And there runs off the Chaos Storm. We have a Chaos Predator in play now. No mark yet. And the Land Raider is up. And there's some Assault Terminators from Sharrowkyn. Unique to the Force Commander. Big old shields. Gives them tons of hit points. And some heavy melee damage on those big old hammers too. Looks like Red Team want to take the Western contested VP with this. Meanwhile, the Plucky Guardsmen and the big old Ogrins are off the east side on an adventure. Are they looking for power? No, they're going to rotate inwards and fight some Orks, try and get this VP as well. 184 to 363 on the VPs. Another Nob Squad on the way, this time for MakeEldarsGreatAgain. What is that coming in there? The Fist of Brockus is up. What's the Mekboy up to? Mekboy's looking for some electric armor, is he? No, he's not. Doesn't have it anymore. Has a Mega Rumbler. First, he's just going to melee some Guardsmen. Weird Boy getting some big hits. Sluggers in there. Just a couple of models, but they're still a massive threat to those Guardsmen. And the Guardsmen are repelled, but look at this. It took 2 players to come over here and do that, leaving the Red Team to take the west side. Assault Terminators with that inspiration on kill. The Librarian also has inspiration on kill, and I assume they all stack together. You start throwing Battlecry in there and maybe some 4D Emperor buffs. You got some big old buffs. So the Land Raider Redeemer you can use as a retreat point, can also reinforce your squads and grant some health regen. Massive power swing in a 3v3 potentially. Orks do have Nob Squads that can run up to it and smack it down, and also maybe drop... Yes, they could drop 2 rocks on it, and a Tyranids formation could come in as well. They have the means to deal with it. Also got some Rending Claws, heavy melee Gene Stealers that can pack a punch. 167 to 341. War banners all over the place. Eventually they'll take it down. Decently tough, those War banners, eh? Level 5 Force Commander, level 2 Librarian. Oh, look at that. Warboss got all the way through the mid, got a decap. Well played. Some Kasrkin on the field for RamboMarks. They've got their melter guns in hand at the moment, but they can change their weapons as much as they like. Just need to take the time to do it. Commando's up now for SchmusCriminal. Fast capping squad that can disrupt and deal some good damage to multiple types of units. They can get an anti-vehicle rocket launcher in there. They're going for the VP again. Can fast decap it at least, maybe. There's a lot of firepower coming in, though. I don't think I've noticed the Lord Commissar execute one of his fellas yet. Now he's got Inspire Terror, too, to execute an enemy. 154 to 341 on the VPs. Blue team are going to fully capture this VP here. There's the 2-1. What about the west side, though? It's staying red for now. Gene Stealer Brood barely making it out. Do we still have... Yeah, we still have double Death Spitter Venom Broods. They can do lots of good damage against those Terminators, but that all stops when you get into melee with them. Looks like it's a Venom Cannon Carnifex to help take down the Land Raider, I guess. Going to be threatened by those Terminators, but if they are going after the Carnifex, it leaves the double Venom Broods to shoot them, maybe. Big blue mass in the mid. Whole lot of Orks. These are gonna be fully upgraded Nob Squad soon with the U-Jammers. What about SchmusCriminals? Already fully upgraded. 2 of them in there with Warboss and Weird Boy and Mekboy support. Pretty big deal. There's the Super Tough Beam. Makes the Nob Squad even scarier. Countering their hardest count, which has been knocked over. Super Tough Beam prevents that. 154 to 303. Blue team looking for a triple cap, maybe. Some stick bombs. Can they stop the cap, though? They can't. Librarian's still on it. Land Raider comes over to the mid. Leaving the west side open, maybe. Open enough. Marco Zinch Chaos Pred can maybe trade blows with the Carnifex. Anti-vehicle upgrade there. Level 5 Ravenous Alpha doing outrageous damage now with this Corrosive Devourer. 154 to 294. Red team are getting their natural back. Some fast capping Marines. No, it was actually the guardsmen capping it. Double Nob Squad on the Land Raider now. And there's a 2 super tough beam. And there's a Rocks. Bit of damage is taken already. Down it goes. Huge amounts of damage there with the full momentum buffs from the hammers. I don't think Use Your Choppers was even open, was it? Was even on there? I don't think so. So much damage. Warboss himself has gone down, but he was in there with his Power Claw as well. And there's some Mega Rumbler. Although he's too far away to rumble anything right now. Sluggers. Some Sluggers just wiped. I don't know where they were. Schmooze was trying to call it out. Maybe they chased into base or something. Yeah, look, they chased over here. 154 to 264 on the VPs. 2-1 cap for the blue team. This other Predator with the Mark of Corn. More speed, more damage. These guys are not capping the wreck point over here. Often gets forgotten about. You guys going for it now? Oh, maybe the Gene Stealers are. Perhaps. Nope. They're just going to hide. Some smiting. Did barely seem to tickle these commandos, though. And the Nob Leader's coming in. That guy has a rocket launcher. Can the blue team mount another offensive? Sharrowkyn gets another Land Raider Redeemer. Used to be much more live with the Librarian to force barrier the Nob Squad away, I think. Especially if you can catch both of the Nob Squads in the force barrier, that'd be amazing. And maybe claws? No claws yet for these guys. If they got their lightning claws, they would be a massive threat to the Nob Squad. Like, genuinely scary. Especially if the force commander's knocking them over. To victory they yell as they take down a War Banner. Well done, lads. Chaos Lord's down here. Oh, there we go. Ravenous Alpha's taken the wreck point. No desire to bash power. Don't want to push it. But they're catching up on VPs. Kasrkin on the way for RamboMarks. Someone mentioning Call the Boys there. So we may see it in the next engagement, or maybe that was an old message I saw, and it's already been used. Can they revive the Warboss? Level 5 has got good war gear, will be a big help in these fights. We do have a heavy bolter and an auto cannon here. Kicking off on the west side, is it? Little bit of action. We now have a Venom Cannon Venom Brood. Terminators go in. They're going to get mobbed by the Gene Stealers and by the Warrior Brood. Do they have the support? Well, Force Commander's in there. Lord Commissar's kind of hanging out. We've got some Chaos Terminators now for Andreas. They're doing quite well. Need to target those Warriors to get those explosions. There we go. And there's some demoralization because the Terminators killed something, I think. That's what they do on kill. Some knobs got chucked into combat. And the Chaos Lord said, no, thank you. There's a kill of the week as well. Level 4 Lord Commissar in there. The Chaos Lord's level 5. Doing some good work. Double Assault Terminators now for Sharrowkyn. And the Land Raiders back in. With some Chaos Terminators too. Those guys can also get claws, the Chaos fellas. Down goes a tank top of your screen. Looks like the other one got away for now. And some Mega Rumbler shenanigans going on too. Nob Squad goes after the Land Raider. They're quite low. Is there going to be a call to boys? Nope, nothing's close enough, I think. Mekboy's off the field, look. Nob Squad do make it away. Oh, those guys are chasing this tank. It's so low. They do get it, and a Rocks was dropped just in case. But I think they did get it anyway. Maybe that was better suited to be used on the Land Raider again. Lots of damage on these Assault Terminators. Where are the other Assault Terminators? They died? No, they're somewhere. Back at base healing up, are they? Oh, they might be inside the Land Raider. Okay. West side turning blue. 154 to 114. Look at this, though. Sneaky Kasrkin with their fast capping getting a decap through here. Maybe they could have chucked a grenade as well, but they're out of there. And these guys are taking back their natural. Commandos are hanging around Oh, they don't have the energy to chuck their bomb or anything, though. Some tax here, too. Guardsmen take it. There's a 2-1 for blue. And red team are back on the west side now. Are these tax going to wipe over here? No, they run. What's going on the west side? The weird boy is getting bludgeoned to death. Blows up. I don't know how much damage that explosion does. Andreas down to just Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines and Terminators now. Losing those 2 tanks. Is it worth trying to get some Havocs up here? I mean, the suppression gets countered by the weird boy being able to chuck stuff at you. And Warpath is amazing as well. More speed and 20% damage resistance around him. 144 to 97. Can they stand against this? Blue team are going to take the VP, but can they preserve this Land Raider? There's an Imperial Abyss from Andreas. Sends a bunch of the Orks packing. Well played. If they kept moving forward there, they would have got destroyed by the Abyss. That's the global nuke for Chaos fellas. Best I could do, says Andreas. It was pretty decent, I think. Can live to fight another day. Andreas' next purchase is very, very important now. Do you try to get a Great Unclean One up? Need a bunch more power for that. Aren't they 200 power still? I don't think you get another tank. I don't think you get a tank. I think it's either Great Unclean One or Havocs, to be honest. I don't think you get a Phobos either. What is this? I mean, it might be worth getting some... Trying to get some more Marco Zinch CSM going. But he doesn't even have these guys Marco Zinch yet. And they'd all be level 1, so... They might just get run down. Nice try by Rambo to pressure that VP there. Oh, the guardsman got away. Lord Commissar did not. Not sure what happened to the Ogrins along the way. These Chaos Terminators still with no weapon upgrade. They're doing quite well though, eh? With the double assault Terminators and that Chaos Lord. Where's the Force Commander? Oh, he's pressuring. Able to hold it with just this. Meanwhile, blue team have taken the red team's natural back. Some good damage done to the Knob Squad there with Plasma Guardsman. Level 3 Plasma Guardsman and his little las turret. Kashyyykin dropping a model there. Those guys can also get plasma guns, but they're holding melter guns at the moment. 100 to 84 on the VPs, 2-1 for blue. What level is the Lord Commissar? Level 6. Great Unclean One is on the way. Awesome. It might get targeted down, but it will soak up huge amounts of damage while doing so. Yeah, they're actually looking quite strong on the west side, the red team, because they've got the double Terminators and a Land Raider there. They need some support in the mid. And that may be the Great Unclean One. Power bashing as well. War Banner goes up. Here's support from Andreas. Terminators are here. Still in a default loadout, which is a pretty good loadout. Combi Bolters and Power Fists. And that demoralization is stacking up there. Causing these units to deal more damage and take more damage. Deal less damage, sorry, and take more damage. Pretty damn good debuff. Then the Galaxy Burn. Warp Vomit stunning those Terminators. Terminators do not like to be stunned because they can't use their teleport and they can't retreat out of it. One of them went down. Guardsmen. Oh, they're getting burned up by the Commando's burner bomb. Was that something wiped in there, actually, maybe? Back on the VP are the Orks. On the west side, they're on the VP too. A Neurothrope is up now. A really nice tool to have against double Terminators. That Paroxysm is awesome. Scouts busy repairing. Big retreat going on. Librarian needs to be careful. Ravener Alpha, oh, he's still capping. There we go, he's knocked off it. Lots of damage now on the Land Raider though. There is a Venom Cannon Venom Brood in there, and there's the big old Venom Cannon Carnifex as well. Uncapped VP on this side. What's going on the natural, though? There's a great unclean one. Super unit for Chaos. A greater Demon of Nurgle that damages nearby enemies passively. Huge melee DPS and has some nasty abilities too. Looks like he just used a foul snare there. And a rocket run went in from Rambo to clear the VP. Mekboy's on it though. Nob squad very low, run away. Beamy Death Guns can do some good damage to the Great Unclean One here. West side is red. Land Raider Redeemer is still up. Down to 17 VPs though. They need to get this VP back right now. Careful that the Great Unclean One doesn't knock them off the cap. Okay, they're still on it. Down to 10 VPs. No, they stop it. They stop the counter at 11. Back to the west side. Where's the other Terminators? They must be inside the Land Raider. Aggressive teleport. Maybe trying to bait out the paroxysm here. They go straight for the Carnifex, looks like. They should be fighting the Warrior Brood, I think. Gate of Infinity gets those guys out, but they got chewed up. Red team have their natural secured for now. What is this? It's more Assault Terminators for Sharrowkyn. Holy crud. Great Unclean One stomping in. There's that Paroxysm doing percentage-based damage over time. Really bad for high health units such as Terminators and such as the Great Unclean One. But they see them off. 81 to 11. Any way they can pressure the blue team's natural. Doesn't look like it at the moment. Look at the huge armies of the blue team. Just so goes to show what a couple of Assault Terminators can do for you, eh? And a level 9 Force Commander. Surprised he hasn't got the Power Fist up to go after that Carnifex. But yeah, I think they should try to just wipe out these Synapse creatures because they'll all do damage. Oh, the Carnifex did go down. You idiot. There's the remains of it. Look, they chased it off. Another Carnifex is on the way. 60 to 11. Foul Snare on the Weird Boy. But looks like it's going to survive. Stun bombs. Hit a couple of things. But yeah, what do you do when this is running at you? 50 to 11. I'm not sure where the third Assault Terminators are. Unless they were lost and I'm mad. No, they're on the screen somewhere. Oh, they're just hanging out back there, apparently. 1-to-1 cap. Red team's having to fight back their natural again. Commando's trying to fast cap it. Great and Clean One. You going to attack, bud? He's having a twirl. Okay, he sees him off, but he can't cap himself. Nob squads. Oh, they took down the Stormlord before I even knew it was on the field. Amazing. Rocks. Big hits on the Land Raider. It survives somehow. 50 hit points. These guys are still not moving. Are they bugged? Single cap for blue. Have they done enough? Looks like they have done enough. The blue team take it. It was an epic game. I don't know why these guys weren't moving. We had a level 6 Ravener Alpha. Regenerate was in the end. Level 8 Mekboy was down. Looks like he has a big shooter. Level 7 Warboss with a big old claw down at the end. Level 7 Chaos Lord down at the end. Looks like he's getting revived though. Level 10 Force Commander still fighting through the loss at the end there. Looks like he lost a bunch of his Terminators while I wasn't looking. And a level 6 Lord Commissar. Awesome stuff. Epic stuff. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this game, and I'll see ya next time.